Do you want to discover the flame that hides within you? Do you want to take a journey to discover your authentic self? I am Maria Felahidou, systemic consultant and color psychodynamics practitioner. Together, we will explore ways to discover your inner flame.
Somewhere deep inside you, there is a repeating story. The same emotion, the same yearning, the same disappointment, but wearing a different face each time. And maybe you have wondered, why is this happening to me? But the truth runs deeper. You're actually not falling in love with different people. You're falling in love with patterns. And these patterns didn't start with you. Hello and welcome to the final episode of this series of the Inner Flame podcast. If you've been with me throughout these episodes, we have already traveled through some profound territory together. Well, we explored why we are attracted to certain people. We discovered how our earliest experiences of love shape the relationships we create as adults. We looked at why emotionally unavailable partners often feel irresistible. We uncovered the hidden patterns that keep repeating in our love lives. And in the previous episode, we explored one of the most painful questions. If this relationship hurts so much, then why do I stay? Today, I want to explore something different. Not the why, but the how. Not why it happens, but how it changes. Because at some point, after awareness, comes a new question. Now what? How do I stop repeating this? How do I choose differently? How do I create a different experience of love? Well, if you've ever asked yourself these questions, then this episode is for you. Take a deep breath and let's begin. And let us start with the biggest misconception about change. One of the things I hear most often from clients is, I know why I do this. I understand the pattern. I've read the books. I've done therapy. I've watched all the videos. I know exactly where it comes from. And then they add, but I still keep doing it. Maybe you recognize yourself in that. Perhaps you know that the person you're attracted to isn't emotionally available. Perhaps you know the relationship isn't healthy. Perhaps you know you're abandoning your own needs, and yet something inside you keeps pulling you back. Why? Because patterns don't live only in the mind. They live in the nervous system. They live in the body, in our unconscious memories, in family loyalties and systemic dynamics. And that's why understanding alone rarely creates transformation. Real change requires a new experience. And most people imagine breaking a pattern as some dramatic, life-changing moment where the skies open and you hear drums and music from above and angels come and I don't know what happens. But that's rarely how it happens. The truth is much, much simpler and much more challenging. As I've told you before, in this podcast, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Well, I'm not gonna put extra effort, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it either. So, breaking a pattern begins with one different choice. Just one, not 10, not 100, one. The moment you don't send the message, the moment you say what you truly feel, the moment you express your needs, the moment you stop chasing, the moment you walk away from what diminishes you, the moment you choose yourself. And that is where change begins. Doesn't start with perfection. It starts with choice. Many people also think that relationship patterns only show up in romantic relationships, but they appear everywhere in every kind of relationship that we have. We are full of different kinds of relationships. And in many of them, you may struggle to set boundaries. You may constantly say yes when you mean no. You may feel responsible for everyone's emotions. You may overgive and under-receive. You may feel that your worth depends on being needed. You may spend your life proving that you deserve love, and then the same pattern follows you into your relationships when you become an adult. Not because something is wrong with you, but because the same internal system is operating across every area of your life. It's your software, darling. You run with it in every situation. You have no other. You haven't downloaded another. So you're going to work with what you have. Let me tell you about a woman. We'll call her Anna. Anna repeatedly fell in love with unavailable men. Every single time. And when we explored her story, something important emerged. As a child, she had spent years waiting for attention, for connection, for emotional presence. She was waiting to be seen, and without realizing it, her nervous system had linked love with longing. Love for her meant waiting, meant uncertainty, meant hoping for things to change, for something to be different. So when she would meet someone emotionally available, she didn't feel any attraction. But when she met someone distant, then she felt chemistry, she felt passion, she felt excitement. And that wasn't healthy. But to her, it was definitely familiar. And in our brain, our primitive part of our brain, familiar is safe. But let's take a look to another lady. Let's call her Elena. She stayed in relationships long after they stopped nourishing her. She couldn't leave, even when she knew she was suffering. Coming to me through systemic work, what happened is that an unconscious loyalty appeared. The women in her family, the women before her, had all sacrificed themselves in their relationships. Her mother, her grandmother, All the women in her family endured. All the women in her family carried the burden. They stayed no matter what. So, without knowing it, Elena was carrying an unconscious belief that said, if I choose my happiness, I betray the women who came before me. The moment this belief, this realization, this phenomenon became visible, something began to shift in her, because awareness creates space, and space creates choice. And Elena, realizing the burden she was carrying all these years, took a bow, acknowledged it, showed her respect towards it, towards the women who made that difficult choice within their family, and asked for their permission, for their love, for their blessing to go to her life, to do things different, to discover a different kind of love. And this is how family constellation works. This is the path I witness again and again in transformation. Awareness, choice, and then new experience. First, you see the pattern. Then, you choose differently. And only then does life begin to feel different. What most people do is that they wait to feel different before making a new choice. But transformation usually works in reverse. You first choose differently, and then your nervous system learns something new. Then your reality begins to change. And because I am like that, now it's the time for our little visualization. So let's pause for a moment from all these deep diving, deep thinking. And if it's okay for you to do so, then close your eyes. Take a slow breath in and a gentle breath out. Let your body relax. Let your feet feel the ground they're standing on. Let your hand rest on your lap. And now think about a relationship pattern that keeps repeating in your life. A situation that drains you, hurts you, confuses you. See it clearly, as if looking at it on a TV screen. And now ask yourself, what would the freer version of me do? Not the perfect version, not the fearless version, just a slightly freer version. What would this version of you choose? What would this version of you stop doing? What truth would this freer version of you finally speak? And allow whatever comes to rise from within you. No forcing, simply noticing what comes to the surface, what emerges. when you're ready, take a couple of deep breaths and open your eyes, fully connected with the here and now. This may be one of the most important distinctions you'll ever learn. Many people confuse intensity with love. They feel butterflies, anxiety, obsession, uncertainty. They have emotional highs and lows, and all of it gets labeled as chemistry, as love, as passion. But often, it's activation and not chemistry. It's an old wound being triggered because real safety can feel unfamiliar. Stability may feel boring, and calmness can feel strange, especially if your nervous system learned that love is unpredictable. But as healing happens, your definition of love begins to change, and so do the people you're attracted to. Systemic work, one of my two favorite methods of working with people, does not try to fix you because you are not broken. Instead, what it does is it reveals what has been operating beneath the surface. The hidden loyalties, the unconscious identifications, the inherited beliefs, the emotional burdens carried out of love, because very often we are not loyal to pain for pain's sake. What we are is we are loyal to the people connected to that pain. And once those hidden dynamics become visible, something extraordinary happens. Choice becomes available. You now can make a different choice. You're free to do it. And this is where color psychodynamics offers something unique. My other favorite method. Although it may also reveal what is limiting you, it also reveals who you are. You discover your natural gifts, your strengths, but also your challenges. In essence, you discover your authentic blueprint, the qualities you were born to embody. And what happens through life is that many people spend years adapting themselves to others, years becoming who they think they should be. And eventually, what happens is that they lose touch with who they truly are. And that is when your color profile becomes a compass, becomes a reminder, becomes a map back to yourself. When combined with systemic work, apart from exploring where you've come from, we also discover where your soul is trying to take you. And maybe your life won't change overnight. Maybe your relationships won't transform tomorrow. But hopefully, what I hope deeply from my heart is that something important can begin today. That you may stop believing that you are trapped. That you begin to see that another choice is possible. Even if it feels unfamiliar, even if it feels uncomfortable or scary. Because the moment you realize you have a choice, you are no longer imprisoned by the pattern. Instead, you become conscious of it. And awareness is where freedom begins. And I will never be bored to say that over and over again. And now, as we came to the end of this series, now let's remember what we have explored together. We began by asking, why am I attracted to the people I am attracted to? We discovered that relationships are not random. They don't happen by random luck, mistake. We discovered that childhood experiences shape adult love. We found out that emotionally unavailable partners often mirror unfinished emotional stories, and that repetitive relationship patterns actually have deeper roots than we realize. We have also discovered that staying in painful relationships is often connected to hidden loyalties and unconscious dynamics. And finally, we realized that change is possible. Now, before we finish with this mini series, I'd like to leave you with one final question. If you continued choosing exactly as you do today, where would you be 5 years from now? Now, imagine choosing differently. What relationship becomes possible? What life becomes possible? What version of yourself becomes possible? Because the life you desire may not require becoming someone else. It may simply require remembering who you truly are and having the courage to choose yourself. I want to thank you very much for this journey, being with me in this Inner Flame mini-series. There will be a new one soon enough. A new circle will open again. Because life is not linear. It runs in circles. If, by any chance, this series has resonated deeply with you, perhaps this is your invitation to go beyond understanding and into transformation. Through systemic constellations and color psychodynamics, we can explore the hidden patterns shaping your relationships, uncover the loyalties that keep you stuck, and reconnect you with a unique blueprint of who you came here to be. Until next time, remember, the love you experience changes when the choices you make begin to honor who you truly are, and your inner flame already knows the way. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Inner Flame podcast with systemic consultant and color psychodynamics practitioner Maria Felachidou. Search for this podcast on Spotify and follow Inner Flame on Instagram and Facebook.